it's the Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks is taking no shorts, just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, welcome to episode 670 of the New York Knicks podcast. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So are the Knicks. The Knicks are now, we're right into All-Star break. The Knicks are now 36-18. This is the first time they have won 36 games within over a 54-game span since what season, Jay?
Since 1973, best start since the 96-97 season. I don't know. They have some. It's the best start since 96-97, but they have some other weird thing where it's like the most wins before the All-Star break since the 73 season. So take whichever stat you want, but they're both awesome.
Yeah, both are awesome. The year the Knicks in 12-13, the year the Knicks won 54 games, they were 32-22 through, which is also crazy that they had made a huge run post those 54 games. But I think they had a long winning streak towards the end of the season. But the Knicks are looking great.
They are, and they're getting reinforcements pretty much right after All-Star break. Finally, the long-awaited.
You heard the announcement?
The long-awaited Mitch return.
No, they announced T.J. Warren.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. But I know he's coming on February 28th. The Knicks cannot sign him until February 28th because of salary cap stupidness. But he is lighting things up in Westchester. It is almost guaranteed that they have some deal worked out with him already, or else he would have been snatched up by another team. He's clearly going to be a Knick as of February 28th, right?
Yeah, so they're going to probably have TJ, and then they'll have OG and Mitch back. So
yes,
we'll get a good look at this team like at full strength for the first time all season. They're 36-18 like they are now with full force. I think they could go on a even bigger run in the second. We say second half, the last like 30 games.
Last 30 games. Yeah, Knicks are looking awesome. When is Mitch coming back?
Well, he's now like ramping up. So whenever he's cleared for everything now.
He's cleared for everything?
Yeah.
Everything? He's clear. Is he cleared for winning a title, Jay?
He's cleared for that. So,
okay.
Yeah, however long it takes him to ramp up, which there's 8 days between games now, so it's a good amount of time. I'm thinking around February 28th. We'll
like
see
2
Mitch.
weeks or so. And OG is supposed to be back towards the end of the month also?
Yep.
That'd be nice to have a full-strength team. That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah, when I saw OG go down with that non-contact injury, I was like, well, that was a fun run. We'll try again next season. But luckily it was just a mild foot sprain, so it looks like he'll be back soon.
Yeah, and the Knicks are playing pretty well without him. Obviously, we need him back desperately, but not that desperately that we can't wait. Since the last show, the Knicks had a crazy 149-148 victory against the Hawks last night. They beat the Pacers the night before, and they lost to the Celtics on Saturday night in a nationally televised game.
That one was.
Where do you want to start, Jay?
I mean, that one was pretty brutal. They were missing KP and Holiday. The Knicks were missing OG and Mitch. There's some off nights. They don't match up. It's not a great matchup for the Knicks, but especially shorthanded. I do think the matchup.
If we could not match
better.
up against the Celtics anymore, that'd be helpful.
Well, I mean, it looks like that's what the second round's going to be. I do think the matchup looks different with Mitch, though.
I agree. Well, in fairness, so the first time they played, the Celtics just blew out the Knicks. Fine. This game, the game got real, and again, the Knicks just bottomed out and they lost by like 27 points, so whatever. But somewhere in the late third quarter, the Knicks almost had the score even, and then the rest kind of gave the Celtics 6 free throws, and the game and the Knicks just bottomed out after that. There were 2 very, very questionable fouls and 3-point plays, which I guess in the rule of technicalities, maybe the Knicks really fouled those guys. But come on. the plays were they barely touched the Celtics on both plays, and you're calling fouls on this. Guys goes to the line for 3 throws. This is what's wrong with the NBA. You have to be allowed to guard the 3-point shooter. You can't call a very, very minor touch foul as a foul on a 3-point shot. It ruins the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with one of those two fouls.
I don't. Which one do you agree with, Jay?
The one where he touched Tatum on the elbow.
He barely touched Tatum on the elbow.
Yeah, but if you touch
it did not
an elbow
affect
while you're shooting,
if you touch a player on the elbow inside the arc, most of the time it's not a foul.
well, it should be. I mean, he did airball the 3. I can't believe you got me defending Tatum, but like,
No, he touched him after the ball left his hands.
did he?
Yes.
Then I retract my statement, and it was
Okay, I had to look the replay to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that happened. The way I saw it, he barely. First of all, in fairness, if you watch a Knicks game with me, and you should know this, that nothing on no call on the Knicks is an actual foul. It's bullshit every call. But this is realistically, they barely touched them.
I do think if you make, I agree with the landing area stuff, but if you make marginal contact with, I don't know, somebody's hair or like a jersey.
Isn't it marginal contact what they say when they don't call a foul for the Knicks?
Yes, it's a term just used for the Knicks, but
It's just the Knicks.
I do think that they should allow it if it doesn't affect the shot and you're not in the landing area.
Yeah, I think any very, very minor contact, like let's say you happen to rub someone's head, like you kind of just comb their hair basically with your hand, like Josh Hart did against Houston. That shouldn't be a foul.
I agree. So anyway, the Celtics game was like, I know some people are freaking out and they're fire Tibbs and they should have made a trade at the deadline. I don't take bad losses that seriously. They're not 30 points worse than the Celtics. It was just the Lakers lost by 20 last night against the Jazz. Are Lakers fans now saying like, oh, this team stinks, we should fire the coach? And
in fairness, Nico Harrison had one good night. He's like, I'm missing all my big men. I'm missing Anthony Davis. Doesn't matter. I beat Golden State. And look, the Lakers lost to the Jazz.
yeah,
I mean, he'll be employed for maybe 18 more months, but like he had one good night.
yeah. So I mean, there's off nights. Like good teams lose to bad teams. Good teams lose to good teams. It's just you can't take one loss too hard. By the way, speaking, the Knicks are playing the Cavs 3 times after the break.
Holy crap.
All 3 times are on the second night of a back-to-back.
That's a lot.
That's not really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like well, in fairness, the league scheduled this before they knew the Cavs would be this good.
I mean, they knew they would be good. They couldn't have thrown in like a Charlotte on the second night, or I mean, the Cavs were going to be a top 4 team in the East.
Yeah, I don't think this is that thought out that they would like. I think whatever.
Well, they clearly don't think that.
Clearly
Remember
the Cavs
last
would be a
season,
top
the Knicks
4
had
team.
like 17 back-to-backs last
Yeah,
season.
you're a little low, by the way, your volume.
Am I?
Yeah, it's really kind of hard to hear you.
Okay. We'll try that. Is that any
Okay.
better?
That's a little better.
Okay, good.
Maybe I'm a little deaf. But I think going into the season, were you really sure Cavs would be a top 4 seed going into the season?
Well, we could go to our predictions. I will go to that now.
I bet neither of us predicted them over 4. I think top 4, fourth of them highest.
I will bet that I picked them 4th.
Okay, I bet I predicted them 5th.
I picked them. Where the hell?
I was surprised you were able to pull this up so fast. I assume once we discuss this stuff, just goes away.
There's no way I did this correctly.
What?
I have them 14th. There's no way. That must be a mistake. That must have been a mistake.
You had them 14th?
Yeah, that has.
Did you have them trading Donovan Mitchell mid-season?
Wait, you have them 13th. What happened? Is that this season?
Did you reverse? Are you looking the opposite way?
No.
I don't think either of us had 13th or 14th. That doesn't make sense either.
No, it doesn't. This must be from a different year. It says 24-25. I must have just posted like a prior year's posting or something. Yeah, no, because we have like Phoenix first and Utah. I must have
Jay's like, we have Richie Guerin for MVP. I'm not sure if we got this right.
I must have accidentally posted one from like years ago because I used the same like format.
Okay. What did we have? Who do we have? Who were our top 4 in the East?
Oh, here we go. I had Cleveland 3rd. You had Cleveland 8th.
Oh, okay. I might not win this one.
Well, I'm definitely not going to win it either. I had Boston, New York, Cleveland. So I just had Cleveland flipped.
What did I have? I had Boston. I had the Knicks, Boston. What did I have?
You had Boston, Knicks, Orlando.
Orlando. Yeah, I thought Orlando would have a sneaky good season, and they were for a while.
They were. They had a
They
bunch of
fall off
injuries. Apparently, they can't win with Paolo, which is.
I mean,
weird.
they got their best player back, and they've been done worse since.
Their record on with and without Paolo is odd. It's very odd.
Right. Like, he's their best player. You'd think you would get better when he's back.
We did a really good job, except for Detroit.
Detroit's a big surprise, right?
Yeah, we both had Detroit like 14th.
Okay. So Detroit might not be 14th.
And neither of us were that high on Philly. I had them 5th, you had them 6th, but they're way worse than that.
I'm closer, but with going over.
I mean, we thought that they would have injury issues, but not. I mean, they're losing with everybody too.
Yeah. They're losing with everyone. I think they're in for a pretty brutal future ahead.
I mean, Paul George went 1 for 7 with 2 points in 34 minutes the last game. And his extension hasn't kicked in yet.
Yes. And he's the healthy one compared to Embiid.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird team because you have Embiid and Paul George, which will just be like anchors keeping this team like near the middle of the bottom of the East. But then you have Tyrese Maxey's having a great season.
And McCain was before he went down too. But
yeah, they have some pieces.
But they have about 60% of their cap going to PG and Embiid for the next 4 years. So I'm loving it.
That and the go back to Knicks in 1 second, but Brandon Ingram got $40 million a year for the next 3 years, $120 million, and the Raptors now are paying $40 million to Ingram next season, $30 million to RJ, $30 million to IQ, about $40 million to what's his name?
Barnes.
Scotty Barnes, and $20 million to Pirtle.
That's the whole cap. That's it.
That's the entire cap. They built the roster going absolutely nowhere and gone all in on it.
I think they 4 players are falling off the books, and they still only have like $6 million to fill in like 5 roster spots next season.
Right. It's like a team that said like, all we have to do we just have to make the play in, and we can have a parade.
We make the play in, and then anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Once we're in the play-in, it's like March Madness, except it's not.
Right. It's like March Madness, except the 8th seed always loses.
Always loses. The teams to play in will never go anywhere. Yes, but okay, the Raptors, they're doing it. They the other night they had everyone healthy. They had IQ, RJ, and Scotty Barnes all healthy. It was shocking.
Yep. So congrats to them.
But going back to the Knicks, so the Celtics, bad loss. Is what it is. We got a question actually related to this. There was a question. Find the question. We were asked. Daniel wrote, "What are our thoughts on Celtics analyst Scalabrini's comments?" And Scalabrini said something like the Knicks. Let me find the actual comment from him. He said that. Goddamn, where's the goddamn comment? He said, Scalabrini said, goddamn, if you're the Knicks, it all comes down to crashing down. You're reminded once again that you are just not at the same level.
I mean, he's a notorious Celtics homer, so.
Yeah, but I mean, forgetting the fact he's a Celtics homer, the Celtics play. I mean, it could be Larry goddamn Bird. What do you think about the comments? Are the Knicks really not on the Celtics level? Or are these just 2 losses?
They're just 2 losses. I mean, they were both bad losses, but like I said earlier in the show, they haven't seen the Knicks' full squad yet. So I'm reserving all judgment until I see them play the Knicks with Mitch. I really
Yeah,
think it
I think
changes
that's
the whole
totally fair.
dynamic of the team.
It's always I mean, there are plenty of examples of the Knicks being the Celtics in the regular season and not being as good a team. There's the example from a few years back when the Knicks dominated the Hawks 4-0 in the regular season and then lost them in the playoffs. Regular season and playoffs are different.
Yes, yes. Also, not having your full roster and having your full roster are different. So everyone freaking out, I think they're forgetting, because it's been a while, how impactful Mitch is. I think they really are.
They were asking Josh Hart about the Knicks record, and he was commenting. He's like, yeah, we had a great season, but there are still a few, like at least a few that we should have won. Which is nice to also like acknowledge that like the Knicks, despite the great record they have, they could be doing better. The Knicks are good; they're getting better. Like we're going into the playoffs. We should get to play the Celtics. It's going to be an interesting matchup. We got to get to past the first round, but the Knicks should definitely get past the first round.
So the next 5 games after the All-Star break are home against Chicago, away against Cleveland, away against Boston, home against Philly, and away against Memphis. Now, what do you predict their record will be in that 5-game span?
Oh, they don't lose a game.
Okay, well then Phil Jackson considers the Knicks a contender. His theory is that you have to get 40 wins before you get 20 losses to be a real contender. And the Knicks would have to go 4-1 in that span to do that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable the Knicks get there. It's a tough. The Knicks have the second hardest schedule for the remainder of the season. But I mean, the Knicks can go 500 the rest of the way and win 50 games.
Yeah.
Also, what's the most important thing here? Getting the most wins or getting a relatively healthy team to the playoffs?
I'd rather get a healthy team to the playoffs. I still think they're going to finish third, like pretty much no matter what. So get healthy. You know, maybe get that second seed so you get home court in the second round.
Would be nice, but
that's why that game against Boston's a big game. They have 2
Yeah.
games against Boston going the rest of the way, and winning both of those, they might get that 2 seed.
yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, they got right now. The season ended today. The Knicks will play the Pistons first round. Pistons have given the Knicks some problems this year, but I would be shocked if the Knicks can't beat Pistons in the first round.
Yeah, agreed.
And we'll see what happens. I mean, Orlando, Heat, Milwaukee could fall. Who knows? It's going to be an interesting rest of the way.
I am just getting a fantasy update, and Gobert is now injured. I have 7 injured guys on my roster.
That's a lot of injured guys in your roster.
Every team is decimated right now. It's like everyone. The other guy in my league has 9 injured guys.
When are the playoffs?
There's 3 more regular season weeks after All-Star break, and then playoffs.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone's rested up with the All-Star break. I mean, everyone's got to be ready to perform for Jay's team.
I mean, I think a lot of this is just if you have anything you're taking off this week because it just extends your break.
Yeah, I think teams are also like, if a guy's hurting a little bit, let's give him the full week off. We can throw 1 game.
I think because there's just an abnormal amount of injuries. I think a lot of teams are doing that right now. Like
think it's a
OG
pretty
probably
reasonable thing
could
to
have
do.
came back against Atlanta, but they're like, you know what, sit him, and then he gets 8 more days on top of that. Like smart move.
It makes too much sense to not rest guys.
Yeah. Are you really going to sacrifice like a potential injury over 1 regular season win? Like, it's not worth it.
Okay, so the Knicks, after the Celtics, they beat the Pacers and the Hawks. Some interesting things from the games. So Towns' 3-point shot seems back.
Yeah, maybe it was either a slump or he just had to get used to his finger. Like, they basically said it's going to be painful the whole season. Maybe he just needed to get used to that, but he
was shooting like 30, I think something like 32, 33% from 3 since the injury. 7 for 10 against the Hawks. Probably feeling better now.
Yeah.
Or better enough, I guess.
Yeah. I was happy to see the Knicks beat 2 of their villain teams. Especially the Pacers win to me was bigger just because they're more of like the Hawks are just not a threat. Even if they win, it's like, okay, they're going to be in the play-in, maybe. Like,
Fair.
I can't take them really seriously. Like the Pacers, the Knicks could potentially see in the playoffs. So getting in their head and just thrashing them is fun.
Interesting part with the Pacers game was that like Brunson barely played.
Yeah.
He got 5 fouls, some questionable fouls, but he got a lot of fouls really early on. He played only 20 plus minutes. He came in like towards the end of the game to come back, but like it basically resulted in Campaign playing like 24 minutes, Shamet playing like the bench got used a lot.
Great Champagne minutes that game. They were both very impressive.
Yeah, they both were really good. McBride had a great game. The guys really stepped up in Brunson's absence, and also it helped that Towns went for 40. He's the first Knick since Patrick Ewing's, or maybe the second Knick ever to go 40 and 10 in back-to-back nights.
He's also took the lead for Knicks centers for threes.
All time or in a season?
All time in 48 games.
Okay, so do you have who was second?
Yeah, you'll never guess.
Okay, so it's not Porzingis?
No, the Knicks played him 3 games ago.
The Knicks what?
Played against this player 3 games ago.
A Cornet?
Yep.
He was the Knicks all-time leader for 3-point. Was he on the Knicks for like a season?
Yeah, but I mean, how many shooting centers have the Knicks ever had? Like, none, really.
Do you think Patrick Ewing, if he played in this era, would be a three-point threat? Because I think he would have been a pretty good three-point shooter.
Probably. I mean, he was like one step inside the baseline for all his shots. So if he took one step back, he would have been, I'm sure he could have done that.
He was a pretty good shooter. Like
He's a very
he
good
took
shooter.
a lot of long like twos. Like he definitely could have been like a Brook Lopez type, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. A Brook Lopez from 3, but much better under the paint.
Yes, a much more dominating big man on both sides of the ball. I think I just thought of like trying to think of like a 3-point shooter that like seems comparable. I guess I don't know.
Started off like not shooting threes and then just made that his career.
Yeah. Like a guy exactly. A guy who was like a good shooter that stepped back basically.
Some people have been really hard on Precious. I think he's been awesome lately.
He's he's probably his best game of the season against the Hawks.
Maybe in his career, yeah.
That was he stepped up. I mean, like he's getting a lot more minutes lately with OG being out, and not that you want him. You obviously prefer to have OG back, but he's looked great. He's really like stepped up his game. He's become a much. First of all, he was 12 for 16 against the Hawks, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he's got some moves around the basket. He's like got some touch around the rim. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, he's been nice. He's not perfect, but he's as a backup.
Are you saying he's not perfect? How dare you say he's not perfect, Jay?
I know.
He's my precious.
I know. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to tell me that the Knicks were without OG, won 2 out of 3 games against East playoff teams, and had good showings from Payne and Shamet, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that.
Well, I mean, like Precious. I mean, like he's not OG on the floor. He's very good, not OG on the floor. But the stat line from the game was 26 points, 8 rebounds. OG's not having a much better night.
Right.
He had a steal, 2 blocks. Like, I mean, OG, that would be a very fine performance from OG as well.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah, he's looking good. I mean, like, the Knicks, like, the Hawks game was kind of frustrating, obviously, because it was a game that looked like the Knicks should win throughout the whole time. Even kind of back and forth, you thought the Knicks would just finally finish them off.
Mm-hmm.
And it went to OT because the Knicks just collapsed in the last 20 seconds of the game.
Yeah, not the best.
No, the Towns inbound where he was basically like, here, take some more points, Hawks. That was a little frustrating.
It was. I thought, yeah, like you said, when they went up by like 6 or 7, I thought that was going to be like pedal to the metal time, and they would have went up double digits, and it would have been over. And thanks to MSG fighting with everybody, I could only basically just watch the box score on ESPN, and I'm watching the Hawks slowly catch back up, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? But then I looked
in fairness, I was like, Jay and I were sharing a FUBU, and I just told him like I'm gonna be the next game's not till the 28th on MSG, so we paused it for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we had what 2 ESPN games and then one game.
There
we
was a
couldn't
TNT
watch.
game. Like it was just like it didn't make sense. Like it's so goddamn annoying. The Optimum thing is absurd. By the way, if you have Optimum, call them up, ask for money back. They will give you money back.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, the Knicks played well. It was I mean, Brunson hit a crazy good shot at the end of the game to win the game. It's nice when you have a guy who I've never had more confidence in another Nick at the end of the games than Brunson.
His clutch stats are off the charts. So, remember when ESPN said that Philly had 3 players on its roster better than Brunson, and it turns out Brunson's like a top 10 player in the whole NBA.
Oh, anything positive ever said about Philly has been now taken back.
That guy didn't take it back. He has no shame.
Okay. But do you want to? Should we give out grades? It's right before the All-Star break. I feel like the grades will be pretty fast segment. But I feel like we should kind of do that. It's mid-season, not really, but kind of. Okay, what do you give Brunson for this season?
Oh, by the way, Brunson has the most clutch field goal makes in the East at 34, and at the highest field goal percentage, 53%.
He is so goddamn good at the end of so not the end of like every once in a while he does things that annoy you, but generally he is goddamn awesome.
Yep. Okay.
By the way, I was listening to the Roommates podcast, and they discussed like the recent trades, and Josh Hart was just like, he's like, I was annoyed by the Doncic trade because why could they done it a few hours earlier? That way, Max Christie went to play it against us. The Lakers have been down about losing Anthony Davis. It could have helped us. Just make the trade happen a little earlier. Okay, so what grade would you give Jalen Brunson?
An A.
Okay, well, why are you not giving him an A plus? Please explain.
I want to motivate him to take a step up.
Okay, you can earn that. You can earn that, Brunson. You can get to an A plus. You got to work a little harder in your game to get to an A plus. Okay. Okay. Carl, I'm gonna say Brunson. If we're talking about motivation, I'll give you an F, and that way you have to really earn it. But I'm probably giving you an A plus. Okay. Been phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
Carl Anthony Towns, who I was not excited when the trade was announced. I was so wrong. What grade do you give Towns?
Probably A minus.
Are you for his defense?
Yeah, a little bit on the defense, a little bit on the fouls, although some of them I would argue are just cheesy. But yeah.
I give him an A. Mm-hmm. He's been really, I mean, overall he's been really great.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the defense hasn't, early on, the defense was driving me a little crazy. He's looked a little better on defense. All in all, he brings so much to the floor. I know he plays through pain, drives to the rim. I love what he brings. Giving a solid A.
He fits in with the team well, and
yeah, his passing has been great.
And when Mitch is back, he won't have his defense stand out as much.
Yeah, I really want to see what it looks like with Mitch next to him. But I'm growing fonder and fonder of of the Knicks' all-time greatest three-point shooting center. Okay, next up, Josh Hart. What grade do you give him? And remember, you can use as many pluses as you want.
Yeah, that's just A plus right there.
Yeah, Josh Hart. Holy shit, he's been great. Okay, moving on. Mikal Bridges.
I'm gonna say B plus.
Yeah, that sounds right.
He had some cold streaks, but overall he's been very good.
Yeah. Overall, like all the stuff worried about, he forgot how to shoot. That's all like stupid stuff that came out early in the season. He's been generally really good. Some nights he's better than others. His defense, sometimes he's awesome. Sometimes he's like okay on defense. Generally, he's been a very good player.
Yeah.
Okay, OG.
I'm gonna give probably an A minus.
I think I would do a B plus also. I think sometimes he's been really good, but he's had stretches where he hasn't contributed, hasn't been quite as good on off. I think his offense has been like hot and cold.
Agreed. It's just he's such a difference maker on defense, and the Knicks have so much offense. It's not really a necessity. So, yeah, That's why I gave it.
Yeah, I still want a little more from some nights on offense, but he's been and actually like he's been playing a lot prior to the injury. He was playing a lot better on offense. Generally, goddamn awesome. Fine, A-. You won me over, Jay. You won me over. Okay, who am I missing on the starters? We get all the starters?
Yeah.
Okay. Precious.
Precious. I'm gonna say A-.
Well, B plus.
I'm just going by expectations. Like,
I'm not comparing him to Michael Jordan,
Right.
but yeah, I just meant like based on expectations, I still give him a B plus. He's been very good, but like I mean, like he could be better at times. He's coming on a lot lately, but like he's been good.
yeah.
I mean, I gave Bridges a B plus. I think there's nothing, no harm, no like
No.
insult to Chua giving him a B
No,
plus. Also,
I'm not gonna argue over a half of a grade.
no, let's argue, Jay. Let's the rest of the show. I want to air it out with you about this. Goddamn, how could you give him an A minus, not a B plus? Okay. Campaign.
I'm gonna give Campaign a B because sometimes he's an A and sometimes he's a D, and it kind of just evens out.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. That's pretty good. Generally, I mean, for the bench overall, the bench has been C plus.
Yeah.
Overall C plus. We're welcoming. I'm excited for TJ Warren to join this team, which I think he will at the end of February. I'm excited because we need more on the bench. So solid B for Campaign. McBride.
McBride, I'm gonna give a B plus.
I don't think he's worth a B plus. I think a B. Also,
I
he's had
just-
some like his shooting hasn't been amazing for times. Sometimes he's looked good, but he's had some solid stretches of mediocrity.
He has
He's always giving effort, but I don't know. Justify it, Jay.
I'm justifying it because his defense is. If you look at the stats of his opposing players when he's on them, his defense is he's shutting down everybody. So even though his shot has been hit or miss, he's been knocking it out of the park on defense.
His shooting numbers aren't so bad. I mean, like he's shooting 37% from three,
Yeah,
and 41% from the field. So it's overall not bad. I actually would probably his offense though. I feel like he's just.
He's in a
I'd
little
almost
bit of
give him a
slump.
B minus if not for. I think his defense brings him up to a B.
Yeah.
I've been a little disappointed by him overall this season.
Yeah. I mean, his offense comes and goes lately. He was on such a tear before, and now it's like hit or miss.
Yeah, I mean, generally, I'm a little less confident than I had. I mean, it's also that there's so much. Like, if we had one more option that was better than him on the bench, he would look. Like, I think there's a little bit too much pressure to him on the bench.
Yeah.
Like, you're our big scorer from the bench, and he's like, I'm a good player, but I might need a little more help here.
No, you're Jamal Crawford.
You're Jamal Crawford. Okay, Shamit. And he hasn't been playing. He hasn't been on the team that long, but
Yeah, I'm gonna give a C. He's had a couple of good games. He's had a couple invisible games. On the other hand, when you play 6 minutes a game, it's hard to.
yeah.
show
I mean,
up.
his defense has been a little better than expected. It's really the bench overall is a C plus. It's giving you barely enough. I didn't even realize the Knicks actually have DeLon Wright on the roster.
Yeah.
I thought I just assumed. I never thought. I just assumed they cut him, but I guess they never cut him.
Not yet.
Okay. But we'll have to add the fact that DeLon Wright's on the roster to our 18-part documentary on the career of Jericho Sims on the Knicks.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very important documentary. We got to really update that, Jay. I
Almost
heard the first episode was dropped. It was our most downloaded ever episode.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, just look for that. The Lives and Times of Jericho Sims by the New York Knicks podcast. It's an 18-part podcast, a documentary, and a movie's coming out this summer
On Tubi.
on Tubi. Everyone else on the bench is incomplete, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay, and Tibbs. Tibbs, who can't coach offense, can only coach defense. By the way, where do you think the Knicks rank? Okay, we're on the offensive defensive rating. Where are the Knicks offensive rating?
3.
Number 2 in the NBA, just behind Cleveland and just ahead of Denver.
That's pretty good.
And where are they in defensive rating?
18.
Exactly 18. just behind the Lakers and just ahead of the Sacramento Kings. And where are they? Net rating, which is probably the most important.
9.
Fifth.
All right.
Yeah, it's OKC, Cleveland, Boston, Memphis, and then the Knicks, and Denver's right behind them. But
Excellent.
net rating, I mean, like, probably the most important. Probably if you're giving up a lot of they gave up 100. They gave up a lot of points to Atlanta, but they won the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're scoring more points than your opponent. That's the point.
We are nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. We got an email from Sam. It says, hey
Yeah,
guys,
go ahead.
this is after the Celtics game, so this might be a hot take, but I'd rather have iHeart than Cat on this team. Cat is great and an MVP candidate, but iHeart is a better screener for Brunson, better offensive rebounder, defender. I think if you put a small forward on iHeart, he can exploit it better than Cat. In no world should a Tatum, Dillon Brooks, or Finney Smith stop a 7-footer from scoring in the paint. Well, I will say that is definitely a hot take.
Yeah.
I'm
Would you trade iHeart and Cat for iHeart? Is basically the question. If it was just straight up forgetting the salaries, would you do that trade? It'd be really interesting to bring that team back. Cat's a better player. I mean, Cat's clearly a better player, and Cat's a better. I'd rather have Cat than iHeart. But even discuss this shows how much iHeart meant for this team.
Yeah, I mean, iHeart does a lot of things that the Knicks could use, and he was a huge part of last year's success. Cat's better. I would rather have Cat. Would have been great if we could have had both, but we got CBA'd.
Yes. Apparently, you can do anything you could trade any star in the league. You do pretty much anything besides hold on to iHeart. It's so goddamn insane that the salary cap was like. I mean, even the thing was like, I forget the machinations of this, but basically the Knicks signed him for like 2 years, made him a better player, and then they're like, well, you can't actually keep him after you made him a better player for 2 years.
I know, it's like they got rid of basically the bird rights, which made it easier to keep players that are already on your roster. And they did this whole thing saying they wanted to stop roster turnover. Every all-star in the league got traded. So basically, once again, they just made a rule that screwed the Knicks.
We were joking before the show also that when the Knicks played the Hawks at the end of the game, Josh Hart made a little like a joke at the end of the game to George Niang, whatever his name is, George Niang, on the Hawks, and it was all in jest and like they wasn't taking it any way other ways, but it happened right after the game ended, and it was almost like the refs were like, let's just call it technical here, put some time on the clock, and see if the Hawks can win this game still.
Right. Are you sure he didn't do that with 0.1 seconds left?
Yeah, I know the buzzer sounded and the game was already over, but like there's a special rule where in the Knicks we can add time on the clock for a post-game technical foul on the Knicks. See, it says here on the right in the rules. Okay. And one more question. Oh, what grade, by the way, Jay, do you give Tibbs? I'm giving Tibbs an A. I think he's done an outstanding job this season. What do you think?
I'm giving him an A-. And
Okay, so you're in the crowd that wants to fire him.
oh, totally fire. Anything below an A is a fire. Yep. No, I mean, I still think he should play the bench a few more minutes, but that's my only nitpick. And I don't think he's going nuts with the minutes. I'm not a minutes police guy. I think it's ridiculous that people think he's like burning out or injuring the players. I just think some of the bench players aren't getting into a flow because their minutes are so limited.
It's a little challenging. They asked Josh Hart was asked about this because he's been making fun of the minutes police. He was asked on ESPN about this, and he was just like, "What player wants?" He's like, "I never want to leave the game. Why would I ever want to leave the game?"
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean exactly. Like, why would you? I get guys you can't burn guys out, but it seems like everyone's still kind of healthy.
When I was in a rec league, unless I was so physically exhausted I couldn't even function, I never wanted to get subbed out. Like, I don't know. If you're competitive, I think you just want to play the whole game.
Jay's still playing that last rec league game. He's still playing it in his head. He's never getting subbed out.
My last rec league game, I am playing in my head because I destroyed my ankle and could never play again.
That's rough, actually. Paul writes, "Can we have Hart sub for Towns in the All-Star game? Deserves it, and please get Cat some rest." I love that idea.
Yeah.
I would love Towns. I would love Towns to just take the All-Star game off and not just get the rest. You got the nod. And Josh Hart is way more deserving than Trae Young to be in the All-Star game.
Or maybe they should just be like, "Oh, you just shot 11 for 29 and had 8 turnovers. Sorry, we forgot you stunk, and we're gonna put Hart in instead of you, Trey. Go back home."
Trae Young is not an All-Star. Come on.
He's
I know he's good and all that, but like
he's got amazing court vision. He's a great passer, but
great passer.
I think his scoring is overrated. If you look at his field goal percentage, it's terrible, and he turns the ball over a lot. So
It's just like he's a really good chucker, but he's a chucker.
did you notice in the Atlanta game, instead of exploiting the pick and roll and attacking Trey, which Brunson easily could have scored on, he turned down a couple pick and rolls to go right at Daniels because Daniels was talking trash about shutting Brunson down. And so Brunson went at him all game and scored over 30 points.
Daniels is also really good. I don't know what the hell the Pelicans were doing when they were like, "Ooh, let's get rid of Dyson Daniels and get DeJounte Murray, who hasn't played defense in 3 years."
I think they were looking at he was an all-star. They have Zion and Ingram and CJ, and I think they thought like they were a win now team, and then everybody either got injured or underperformed, and they're like one of the
Teams
worst
get wrapped up into this like you all-star. This guy's a good player. This guy's not like. Sometimes the difference isn't as dramatic. Like it's like going like, "Oh, we'll be really good if we get Paul George or Jimmy Butler." See how those work out.
I think once a player gets a rep, it takes a long time for a player to lose that rep.
Okay, so we're running out of time, but we are going to do a little bit here. So we've been doing under overs this season. We're so on it. Actually, the Knicks might go over the under over. But we're going to do a little bet against each other, a burger bet. Winner buys the other one a burger. But we're going to see who is better at picking under overs at this point forward. So it's basically Vegas keeps updating the under overs, or the apps at least keep updating the under overs. We're each going to pick 4 teams under over, and we're going to see who does better throughout the rest of the season.
Yes.
It's Mark versus Jay, the final contest.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
You can go first, Jay.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay. What's the over for the Pistons?
Pistons over is 41.5.
I am going to take the over. The Pistons are playing pretty well. They're going to get 42 wins. Lock me in, Jay.
Okay, you're in.
And we can't. And we made the rule that you can't pick the same team.
Right.
So
that is
I know
off
Jay
the
wants to
board.
copy all my teams. So
I am going to.
in fairness, hang on, one thing I'll say is you can't take the same. Like if you want to take the Pistons and go under, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take the same bet basically.
Okay. So I am going to take Denver over 52.5.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They've been playing really good lately. They would
Yeah, I
have
mean,
to
I guess they
go-
have to win. They don't have to play crazy ball to get there.
No, they would have to win 17 games. 17 and like 13. That's they could do that.
What's the Phoenix number?
Phoenix is 40.5.
40.5. It seems like Phoenix should be able to go over that, right?
If you have Durant and Booker and you can't go over 40.5, blow it up.
That would be pathetic.
Which they
I'm
might do
going
anyway.
under.
You're going under.
I'm going under the Suns. Screw them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that the team is going to get more and more toxic. Durant is out this summer. He's going to be just like totally like I'm done here anyway. So like doesn't even matter.
So I'm going to do something that will just make me laugh because we already won the Philly under 48.5. I am now
what is the
gonna
number?
go- I'm now going to go under Philly 32.5.
32.5.
I'm going under.
Wow. I mean,
Paul George might just stop playing.
that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one.
I mean, to win 2 bets on Philly on the under in the same season, I think is hilarious. So I'm going to do it.
Okay. What is the Laker number?
Lakers is 49.5.
Okay. And what's the
Back
That's a
away
hard
from-
one.
Yeah.
What is the Mavericks number?
The Mavericks is. Where is?
If they're playing right now, then it wouldn't be. The only ones that aren't going to show up are the ones playing right now.
Maybe they're playing right now. I don't see it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm not going to bet anyone that's playing right now. Okay. What about the Nets? The Nets were really bad when they needed to win. They're really good when they need to lose.
I guess they're playing right now too.
Well, okay, fine. The Raptors.
I guess they're playing right now too.
Okay. Well. Okay. The Miami Heat. Actually, no, that might be Golden State Warriors. Are they playing now?
Good, because Miami was playing too. Wow. Yeah, I can't see like half of them now.
Yeah. Anyone playing right now? They're not showing.
Yeah, Golden State's not there either. This is gonna be harder than
Okay.
I thought.
Okay. Can you tell me a team that's on there, Jack?
You have
Oh, the Kings. What about the Kings?
nope. So you can
Cool.
pick from the Hawks, Celtics,
Okay, the Hawks.
Cavs, Spurs, Pacers.
Give me the Spurs. What's the under over the Spurs?
Spurs is.
Oh, wait, are you writing this stuff down, Jack? 'Cause I'm not.
I am.
Okay.
Of course you're not writing that. Spurs is 39.5.
Okay. Well, they did get De'Aaron Fox. They should be a lock to go under. They should be a lock to go over. I don't know. They haven't looked amazing so far with him. I'm gonna say they go under. The roster should be better. I think this season's gonna be like I think I'm almost ready to take the over for them for next season, but I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
So they're not gonna get the 39 wins. I'm good with that.
All right.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Boston.
Okay, cool. You're rooting for Memorial Emmy.
I am taking the under on 59.5.
Oh, that's a pretty good one because I kind of agree with that.
So
What's the Cavs?
Cavs is 63.5.
Okay, what's the what else we got? Give me some other options.
You got the Hawks at 37.5.
Okay.
Grizzlies at 52.5. Bucks at 46.5. New York at 54.5. Magic at 41.5.
Magic seems to be collapsing fast.
They do.
Okay, I'm gonna go under for the Magic.
They stopped playing Goga. That's why.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it.
So you're going to go under 41.5?
Yeah, I'm gonna go under.
Okay. It's funny because the Knicks are at 54.5, which is what they were at the beginning of the season.
Right from the beginning of the season. Yeah, it's crazy.
The line
I
has
thought
not
that number
changed.
was like a little high, but now it's they're still in line.
They're on pace for 54 or 55 wins right now. So
Yeah. Who's your next one? How many have we done so far? Is this the
you
third
did,
one?
You did 4, so you're
Okay.
done.
You're done.
Hawks. I'm thinking Hawks. That one's pretty close.
That's pretty close. 37 wins is.
Yeah. What do we got? Memphis.
Who else was left?
Memphis is left. Yeah, I think Memphis is gonna. I might go Memphis over 52.5. Wait, let me see. Milwaukee. I'm gonna go Milwaukee under 46.5.
Thought about that one.
Yeah, I feel good about that one.
Yeah, that's not that bad. I that's a solid one. That's good. Okay. Okay, we made our bets. Read them back, Jay.
You have Detroit over 41.5, Phoenix under 40.5, San Antonio under 39.5, and Orlando under 41.5.
I like the unders.
I did 3 unders also. So I have Denver over 52.5, Philly under 32.5, Boston under 59.5, and Milwaukee under 46.5.
Okay, I'm gonna crush you on this, but okay, we're good.
All right. So
Okay.
yeah.
Are you excited for the All-Star games, Jay? What do you think of the new format? The 2 on the it's 8 teams of 8 and tournament, I guess.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't like how they have like a Rising Stars team.
Well, I think that's just a shame. Anyone that they like the Rising Star team's going to play the hardest because they're going to try to win, and then
Yeah.
the team playing them is going to be like, we can't lose the Rising Star team.
I think I've lost all interest in the entire All-Star weekend.
I thought that was a kind of a clever idea with the Rising Stars team. I mean, it's mildly. I don't know. It's more interesting what they were doing previously.
I'll tune in for the first few minutes to see if the players are actually trying. If it's going to be another just garbage game but tournament style, then I don't care.
I mean, you could have done even like teams of 5 and have 8 teams. I don't know. Shorter games. I whatever.
Thank you for the. I think we got a subscriber. Thank you.
Oh, that's what that was.
Scared the crap out of me. Came in a little bit loud. Let's come in hot.
Okay. Anyway, All-Star break. We'll be back. We are going to be off next week because I'm going to be away on vacation, and Jay does not want to do a show without me. But we'll be back the following week.
All right. So thanks for listening. Yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks. If you are watching live, stay tuned. We will be doing our other show, The Brink of Sanity, in about 5 minutes.
Jay, promote your card game.
The whole point was, yes, I should have done that.
Are you going to promote it on both shows?
Yes. So I am launching a card game called The Brink of Sanity card game, and it's a party game. If you like Cranium or Cards Against Humanity or something like that, you can have a lot of fun. It's 6 categories. A lot of stuff we do on Brink: Would You Rather's, Two Truths and a Lie, Top Fives, Pictionary, Charades, and Taboo. With Mark wrote these cards too, so it's our sense of humor. So the Kickstarter is going to launch next Tuesday, and it's going to be in the show links. And so if you want to help support the show, help fund the Kickstarter, and let's see if we can make this game happen. How was that?
That was awesome. It was amazing. I already bought the game.
I can tell
so
you
excited.
weren't even listening.
I'm just turned on by it. Like I'm like, oh my God, when will this party game? I want to have a party.
So we are at NYNix Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. And we will see you all next week. Again, if you're listening live, stay tuned. We're going to do Brink in 5 minutes.
My love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You cannot go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
All right. So I'm going to convert that into an MP3, and then we could jump right into Brink.
Can you make your volume a little higher? Is there any way to do that?
How's that? Is that any better?
A little better, I guess.
Are you just saying that, or is it actually better?
I don't know. I'm just saying that, I guess.
Episode, what are we at? 670.
I don't know. Maybe I gotta get better headphones.
I mean, my levels are coming out. Like, they look...
I don't know why I never could feel like I can hear you that well on the show.
My levels are, like, right on the yellow, and you don't want to go into the red. So, I don't know. I don't want to make it too much louder and then, like, start peaking out.
Okay.
It might just be your headphone level.
Maybe it's the headphone. Maybe I'll try a different pair of headphones.
Looks like you're wearing garbage headphones.
I mean, probably, yeah. Let me try to get another pair of headphones. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to take a break too, and we'll be right back with some Brink of Sanity.
Yes. I finished bringing it all up, and my wife was like, or Liz was like, okay, I didn't need you to do it right now. Well, I thought from your text you wanted it right now. That wasn't. It's whenever you came upstairs. Okay, cool.
Lovely. All right. So I guess you're ready.
Sure, let's do it, Jay.
All right.
Let's talk some Knicks.
No more Knicks.
Oh, then what are we doing, Jay?
You forgot about our other show, our
I
neglected
forgot
show.
about the show.
Here we go.
Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty.
Hello. I say hello. Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl.
Hello, my treacherous friends.
Hello, operator.
The beginning of everything.
Welcome back, my friends.
It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Brink of Sanity, episode 421. Episode 420 was like 9 months ago. It's hard getting people to do Brink these days. How you doing, Mark?
Good. How you doing, Jay? I feel like you need some motivation.
For what?
I don't know, just like a motivational. I want to get you a motivational poster. I saw this on TikTok. I'm just gonna quote things I say on TikTok. But you want I'll make this into a motivational poster for you. Do you want this? Do you want to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Okay. Do crackheads say, I can't get high today because I'm broke? No, they make it happen. Don't let a crackhead try harder than you.
All right.
That's a pretty amazing motivation.
Yeah. It's a little wordy for a poster.
Whatever. Anything about crackheads trying harder than you, and you're like, a crackhead they will always get cracked. They will find a way they will get shit done. Is there anything you've done in life, Jay, that you've been more motivated than a crackhead?
Probably not. No. No, I wouldn't. Probably wouldn't break into my neighbor's house and sell their TV for whatever it is I do.
Well, I'm just saying, Jay. I guess you are trying to promote a card game, which you're going to talk about on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if you were as motivated as a crackhead, this card game would already be huge, Jay. But you refuse to break into your neighbor's apartment, sell their TV to fund your game.
To get some
So
advertising funds.
You're kind of you don't care.
That is true. So, Kickstarter is launching on Tuesday, the 20th, February 20th. And I've been talking about it for a while, so if you're a listener to Brink, you probably know, but it's a party game, and it's got 6 categories, a lot of stuff that was influenced by the show, top 5s, Would You Rather, Two Truths and a Lie. So it's a lot of fun. I play tested it a bunch of times, and it went over very well. So if you want to help support the show, you can support the Kickstarter. The link will be in the show notes.
Jay, so would you rather, in honor of the game,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather smoke crack, Jay,
Mm-hmm.
or jump out of an airplane?
Is there a parachute?
Yes, there's a parachute. There's a parachute, and you can do a tandem. So other guy can be there. And in fairness, crack will let you have a paramedic nearby.
I have a fear of heights too, so
You have a fear of crack?
I do. I have a fear of both things, so this is a tough one.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good one. Like, just which one are you gonna choose? You're gonna do the crack, or jump out of a plane?
Probably the plane. Although both of them, I think, at this point, would give me a heart attack.
Okay. Yeah, I thought you would have chosen crack. I really thought you would have been like, okay, I'm all in for the crack.
Yeah, I feel like with my on again, off again anxiety, like I might just get a heart attack on crack.
But you think jumping out of a plane, that'll be fine with your anxiety?
I think I might get a heart. Like I said, either way, I think results in a heart attack. So maybe the plane will be a little fun on the way down.
You'll be like, oh, this is not so bad. And the guy behind you will be like, parachute's not working, so enjoy it while you can.
Well, do you think there's one of those guys that does that just to mess with people? He'd be like, I pulled on the string like 3 times. The parachute's not opening. Sorry, man.
Gotcha.
Well, do you see that guy he's a carny at like the free fall rides, and he goes, oh wait, I forgot to attach the seatbelt, and he pushes the button, and like he's just messing with everybody. There's a whole video of him just like freaking people out like that.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know, if you're falling at maximum velocity from the sky.
Mhm.
That's pretty fucked up with time to like scare someone.
Yeah, yeah. You'd probably lose your job pretty quickly, but ultimate prank.
Yeah, it would be ultimate prank. You like it's somehow like you would say that and you'd be like ha ha ha, and the guy would freak out so much somehow it would fuck up the parachute.
Right. Just twisting and turning and gets detached or whatever.
You get to that, you're like, I was kidding. Shit, definitely not gonna keep this job. So what's going on with you, Jay?
Well, I've been working on the game, and also I've been selling a few things, and
We can ask you, Jay, real quick before
Yeah.
you. Okay, how much? What's your Kickstarter? What are you trying? How much are you trying to raise?
6,500.
$6,500. That's not like a crazy amount of money.
No,
Would you, if someone gave you $6,500 for the game and all you had to do was smoke crack, would you do it?
no. I have a fear of crack. I have a crack.
Okay. What about,
crack
would you jump
phobia.
out of an airplane to raise the money? Would you jump out of an airplane to raise the $6,500?
What about the indoor version of that?
What about the pussy version of that?
Yes.
No. You got to jump out of an airplane. Let's just say, we announce to our listeners that you will jump out of a plane if we hit $6,500.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
You will not for your game.
No,
There's
no.
a crackhead would jump out of a plane to get crack.
Yeah.
And just crackhead wouldn't even need the parachute. If you're like, give him more crack, he'll go from the plane. He'll go, like, I'll figure it out on the way down.
Thing
Won't give
is,
me the crack.
I'd like to be around to see it happen.
Okay, you're gonna go from. I'll tell you what. You'll do tandem. The person you'll be jumping with has jumped over 1,000 times from a plane. Nothing's gone wrong. I will pay for your jump, your tandem skydive. All you got to do is do it. If we get $6,500, will you announce that?
No, I will not announce that.
What? Come
At all.
on!
No.
What are you gonna do for this game? Come on, we got to up the ante. You need to raise the money. Are you gonna get, okay, a face tattoo?
What? Why is it only me doing terrible things?
You're the one that really wants the game to go where go
Yeah,
somewhere.
like,
and I'm
I don't
thinking the
even
idea.
care
I'm
about
the
the
other guy
game.
here.
You're like, I don't even care about the game anymore.
Okay, what will you do? Tell me what big thing will you do to get the money here?
I mean, does it really matter? Like, if I announce it, are like our 13 listeners gonna like all of a
If
sudden?
we
fund-
raise the money, you have to do it. Yes, it'll be contingent on them giving the money. The money will not be donated unless you actually do this. If we hit the number, you got to do it.
Could we just?
I'll donate, Jay, with something good.
Let's just move on to the next segment of the show.
I will get us the first $65. I'm willing to put $65 in right now, Jay.
Okay, great. I will look forward to that. I will look
Okay.
forward to that pledge.
Okay. So Jay, you really just don't want to. You just announce you don't want this.
I want to be around and alive and still have a job when it happens.
Okay. Bungee jumping. Jump off a bridge with a rubber band on your feet. Do that. $6,500. You good?
Are we just picking my like deepest, darkest fears, and can't it be like?
Sure. What else are you scared of, Jay?
Well, I mean, I said heights, and you're like, well, what if we just pick something like even more dangerous?
Well, I mean, here you have a rubber band on your feet, so like, it's a rubber band.
Yeah,
They don't break.
those have never broken before.
Never broken. They never break. Rubber bands are they're rock solid. You're good. I mean, like, when's the last time you heard someone die from bungee jumping? Have you ever heard anyone die from bungee jumping?
I think so.
You don't even remember. I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now, when's the last time someone died from bungee jumping?
It's gonna be like 4 days ago. They lost a bet to have a Kickstarter funded.
Okay, let me get this. Okay, when is the last time?
What are you putting? Last time somebody died from bungee jumping?
Yeah, well, why not?
Okay. No, just wondering. You got a little.
See what ChatGPT says. Okay, so the last time somebody something was okay, December 23rd. Sorry, December 2023. Sorry, not December 23rd. Like,
Oh, okay.
December.
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
6 weeks ago. That's pretty recent.
At first, it said as of February 13th, 2025. I was like, oh shit, February, like, someone died today.
That's still pretty recent.
56-year-old Japanese tourist died after completing a 764-foot bungee jump in China. He stopped breathing shortly after the jump. So he died from something like heart attack.
From
The actual
exactly
bungee jump.
what would happen to me. Exactly.
Yeah, they say while fatalities in bungee jumping are rare, there's more in the sentence. Generally, people do not die from the actual jump.
Yeah, I don't like the generally part of that.
Okay, when was the last time someone died from the actual jump? So not like other factors.
I'm not doing it, so it doesn't really matter when the
Okay,
last time is.
ChatGPT didn't understand didn't understand that question. Okay, okay, so what else could we set? Because we could set up bungee jumping, we could set up skydiving. What else could we set up for you that would be scary? Okay, I got it. Forget that. Would you agree to have breast implants?
Okay. Yeah, we're getting a little off the
Okay.
rails.
Okay. You don't think major surgery that alters your body would be would be worth it for the game?
For
Okay,
$6,500, spend 30 grand on a surgery.
Okay, how's this? For a month, you have to wear a toupee.
Like a bad one?
Not a good one.
I mean, that I could do. That's
So
not
if
bad.
we raise the money, we could get a toupee and you will wear it and pretend you have to deny it's fake when people ask you about it.
Okay.
Okay. I think they're pretty good. Okay, so if we raise $6,500, we will pick out a toupee and Jay will wear it for a month and claim it's his real hair.
There you go.
That's solid. Okay. Not quite jumping out of a plane or like living with tigers or having your face tattooed, but whatever.
No, but I'll be able to like arrange for the shipping of the games and to have it get to people if I'm alive. So
Okay. Well, okay. And all your work Zooms will be just weird.
very weird. Very weird.
Jay, something's different about you. I'm younger. That's what's different about me.
So I've been selling some stuff on eBay, and I sold my old digital video camera. And what I found out when I was selling it was that you can't erase the old tapes.
You can't erase. Oh, like the tapes that you use for the video. Like
Yes.
for those that are not old enough to understand this, there used to be video cameras meant for recording. It wasn't just your phone. And there were tapes that went along with it that you had to use these special tapes to record on. Yeah.
Which
It was a wild time in the 1990s, 80s and 90s.
Which, ironically, I got a video editing job where I had to film a music concert and edit it, and somehow both of those tapes got wiped on my train ride home. These unerasable tapes. I must have like went near a big magnet or something because I got home and both of my tapes were blank. But the ones I actually want to erase from the ones I sold, I can't erase. So
What so is the so basically you sold a tape to someone that has you and your wife getting it on.
no, but there is some weird stuff. I mean, there's raw SantaCon footage.
Okay.
So I mean that
Well,
might
I have a question, Jake. Isn't the new person going to just tape over them?
hopefully. I mean, he may.
Why didn't you just tape over them to begin with?
What am I going to tape over it with?
Just stare at the blank wall.
It's just me staring motionless and not blinking for
No,
like 6
I mean
hours.
you just if you don't want your footage on there,
Yeah.
you aim the camera at your bare white wall and just hit record, and that way it will record over. Did you not think of this?
I did, but I have like a dozen tapes and they were all like 6 or 8 hours long. And I realized I couldn't delete them like after it already sold. And I'm like,
So he's like, I mean, I only had 2 days to send it out. And whatever. So who doesn't want to see a video of my dick?
I mean, there's nothing like that on there, but there's definitely, I mean, there's the SantaCon stuff. There's the old public access show I used to do.
Okay.
There's a
Would it be
lot.
funny if the guy was like, "This is brilliant," and like suddenly you become like, you just start like showing to all his friends, so you get like a huge following. You're like that guy from that movie Sugar, who's huge in Africa.
He's got all the raw footage. He could literally just re-edit all the episodes and put them out. Wouldn't that be funny if the show was actually a hit like the second time or like 20
Yeah,
20
exactly.
years
Like
later?
it's huge. You don't realize it, but it's gigantic on YouTube suddenly. Like one day in your feed, you're like, "Isn't that me?" There's 18 million views in this video. What the fuck's going on here? And then Jay like sues, and Jay find out he can't actually get the money. The guy's like, "Yeah, I'm making like $50,000 a month on these videos, and but you sold them to me with the video camera, so nothing for you."
The secret sauce was the alternate cuts that we chose not to use. That's where we went wrong.
Yeah. The behind the scenes people are gonna freaking love.
So yeah,
How much did you sell? How much did you sell your future away for?
it was only like I don't know, $60.
Did you put anything on there saying like, "There's footage on here. You'll find out what the footage is when you get it"?
No, I just thought it would be funny if he got like all this weird stuff because our old show had like puppets and like all this weird stuff. So I think it would be kind of funny if he just starts looking into this madness and says, "What the hell did I just buy?"
It'd be great if he just sent you a video back, like he just filmed some weird shit and sends it back to you, and so that you guys become weird pen pals.
Weird video pen pals. I'd be totally into that.
What else is going on, Jay?
We got a lot of emails, so you want to jump into a
Liar.
couple of those?
Sure.
Lorenzo,
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Not get a question, but right before we go into that, so the other day, I guess they had the Grammys or something. You watch it?
No.
Okay, but you know what the Grammys are, right?
Yeah, I'm not into award shows. It's like I don't know.
Would you be into like the Brink Award shows?
I mean, we did that, right?
Ah, we might have done that, yeah. Okay, anyway, so my daughter just goes to me, Kanye's wife was naked on the show. And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "My friend said Kanye West's wife was naked on the show."
Mm-hmm.
Did you see these pictures?
Not of those, but I mean, she's been doing that for like the last year and a half.
It is so two things about this. So first, they show the pictures. She's wearing a sheer outfit. It's not like and the outfit I guess is quote unquote sheer. She's wearing almost nothing.
Mhm.
It's just bizarre. Like it's absolutely like you're like something's fucking wrong with her. Like to go out in public being like, "I'm just wearing a transparent, like perfectly transparent, and I'm just naked out here, and I'm gonna pretend this is normal."
Yeah, I mean, she's been doing that for months now. Although I heard at that one, she looked like distressed, and then they got divorced like a week later. So.
Well, they're getting a divorce. That was the next thing. Apparently, Kanye selling Nazi outfits, T-shirts with swastikas was the last straw.
Oh, that's what he did?
You didn't hear it? The Super Bowl, he tricked a local television station to airing basically a commercial for his site selling T-shirts with swastikas on them.
Well, some people used to really worship this guy too.
I mean, he clearly has mental, like there's clearly something very, very wrong with him. But it's crazy. He's just like the downfall from a guy who was like a pretty good singer to like being like just completely fucking having a mental breakdown in public and like well, he is rich, so I guess he could do this whatever he wants.
Last week he tweeted 1,800 times in 3 days, and he was just saying the weirdest stuff. Like he has no friends, having a sense of humor is for losers. He thinks paying for sex is better than free sex. Like basically, he was just outing himself as like the biggest loser on the planet.
He's fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking crazy. But I just saw the images of his wife, or now soon to be ex-wife, naked and pretending like she's wearing clothes. I'm like, this is so fucking bizarre.
Yeah.
And people are taking pictures like, okay, I guess we're pretending she's wearing clothes.
Yeah, I like how everybody was like, let's just ignore how insane this is.
Jay, when are you getting your settlement money from Twitter?
You mean X?
X, yes. I know you had some issues with X.
Yeah.
With our accounts. And Donald Trump had some issues also after January 6th. He sued, and Musk's ex is paying Donald Trump $10 million. It's not Elon just giving his boss $10 million as a bribe to the president. It's just a settlement of a lawsuit based on nothing. So when will you be collecting your money from X also?
What is the lawsuit for? That he was
He got
off?
kicked off of after January 6th. He got kicked off of X or Twitter. He sued for millions of dollars for whatever damage that caused. Even though they're allowed to kick you off, and Musk said today that we're going to pay him $10 million.
Great. That's wonderful.
Really, really kind of bizarre. They're just going to everyone's like, okay, this guy he's just handing the president $10 million, and the government's giving him hundreds of millions of dollars. His companies are getting $100 million from the government, and he just paid the president $10 million. Totally normal.
It's
I
always,
don't want to get political on this. I just want to see, Jay, when you get your money from X.
No, it's always a heartwarming story when billionaires get free money. It just warms my heart.
It really is. It makes things better in life.
It does. It does. I mean, they earned it. He definitely earned an extra $10 million by not tweeting. So, you know.
Yeah, well, Trump was banned from tweeting from Twitter, and some reason or other that apparently when you get banned and you're the president, you get $10 million for being banned.
Okay. So I'm just one presidency away from getting my $10 million.
If you had won your election, Jay, you could be getting $10 million from Twitter also.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, life goals.
Yeah, there you go.
That's gonna be my whole platform. I'm gonna run in 2028, and when people ask why, I just could say, well, because I'm gonna sue Twitter and get $10 million.
I'm gonna say I want to be rich. It seems like whoever's president ends up being pretty rich. I'm sure there's nothing crazy, nothing weird going on there. But everyone who becomes president gets hundreds of millions of dollars. So I want to do that too.
Step A, become president making $200,000 a year. Step B, blank. Step 3, be worth $1 billion.
Yeah. Have you seen how the Obamas are doing? Doing pretty well.
Yeah.
Some reason or another, doing pretty well right now.
I don't know what step B is, but it seems like a pretty good one.
I don't know what business he was in as president, but now he makes money. Anyway, what else is going on with you, Jay?
Let's see. We got the brink of sanity at gmail.com. Lorenzo writes, hey guys, it's time to revisit a top 5 from the past. Top 5 overrated movies. Episode 134 saw Jane Mark arguing nonstop over each other's lists.
Ooh.
So do you want to think of your top 5 and do it next episode, or do you want to try and win it?
Are we even going to have a next episode, Jay? Let's just cover it now. So are we going to do the previous list, or come up with the list now?
I don't remember what the list was, so maybe they'll be the same.
Did he not include us in his email? What the list was?
He did not.
Okay, so you want to say top 5 most overrated movies?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like your first answer is going to be. I feel like your answers are going to be really annoying.
Well, it was in episode 134 apparently.
I'm positive you're. Give me. What would you put out there?
The Shining.
I don't know if we argued over that one. I mean, you think it's it's like all-time classic.
Yeah, I think it's overrated. I think it's slow. I think they do a bad job of explaining his alcoholism and violent tendencies. I don't know. I just thought they did everything.
He goes crazy pretty fast.
Yeah, I thought there was
I thought there was some build up to it, basically, and the isolation. I thought it was a pretty. It's also, if you compare to the movies back then, he broke ground with that.
I like the cinematography's good. I just think maybe it's because I read the book and I was just really disappointed in the movie.
Oh, I read the book. You know how good the book is? The book was amazing. There's so much happened in the book that wasn't in the movie. Oh my god, the book was so good.
Sorry, I read.
Okay, I'm literate.
Mr. TikTok in my free time.
Yeah, exactly. Stop trying to, Jay. Stop trying to be a liberal elite, Jay. You got to get to the rest of us, like the rest of us who don't fucking read books. I read the book. Do you know in the book so much more happened in the book? In the book, there's such a build up to his psychosis. It made so much more sense.
Is that so much to ask for?
Yeah, books and movies are different, Jay. I don't know if you're aware.
Yeah, I just feel like
I didn't like in the book there were no pictures.
The movie is 2.5 hours, and
would you want it to be a month-long movie? The books and movies are just different content.
Within 2.5 hours, if you can't show a build-up to somebody snapping, then I don't know. Then you messed up.
I thought there was a good enough build up because I'm not the asshole who's like the book was so much better.
Okay, forget the book. The movie was kind of boring.
Okay, fine. What's your next one, Jay? What's your next? I'm gonna go through your list.
The Dark Knight.
This is the second one, right? The Dark Knight with the Joker.
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck's wrong with you, Jay?
The Joker part was great. The whole
Joker part was awesome. Yes. The movie goes on too long. There's some annoying like the stuff with Two-Face wasn't that great. The Joker was fucking amazing.
Two-Face should have been a separate movie. That all of the Two-Face stuff was a complete waste of time.
I don't love when they have too many. I don't watch as much superhero stuff now, but I generally find like you really should just have one bad guy, one good guy. That way you could develop both characters. Or just have, like
Every series feels like part 2 has to have 2 bad guys, and part 3 has to have 3 bad guys. They did it with the original Spider-Man trilogy, and by the third one, it was so muddled.
right. You just have less time to develop these bad. Ideally, you want the bad guy and the good guy fully developed. It makes for a much more fun movie.
Yes.
Like the Joker was fucking phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah. And I would say the movie was not overrated if they just had the Joker, and then they did a third one with Harvey Dent. But
The Harvey Dent stuff wasn't developed enough and it wasn't that interesting.
no, and it was basically like they killed him off immediately in the next movie, so it was pointless, which retroactively made it even worse.
Yeah, that's fair. I still think it's a great movie. As far as like a superhero movie, what's I guess I haven't seen enough superhero movies, but what's the best superhero movie of all time? Because I would say that's the best superhero movie of all time.
I wouldn't even put that in my top 5.
Oh, well, I read all the books and the books were better.
Well, I did read all the comic books. But
Which one? Okay, so which ones are better?
The Watchmen.
Okay, so it's the one superhero movie no one saw. Go on.
No, that was a pretty popular one.
Come on. No one fucking liked that movie. No one saw the movie. No one knows what you're talking
That
about.
movie's an absolute masterpiece.
Okay, you're a masterpiece.
Infinity War.
Okay, I didn't see Infinity War. I didn't watch all the Avenger movies. I should watch them at some point, but
Yeah.
okay.
I would say any Captain America Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Blade.
Okay, so anyway, Dark Knight's better, but Dark Knight also
Batman
beginning of
Begins
that
was
movie-
better. Batman Begins was better.
no.
Yeah.
No way. Batman Begins was not bad. Batman Begins was good also. The third one was not that great.
No. Third one was-
Bane was one of the worst superheroes I've ever seen.
Although-
just like the entire time you're like, did you guys not hear this during the entire editing process, his voice, and just kind of went with this?
The funny thing is they re-edited it, and that was the better version.
What? You know what? I'd like you to re-edit the movie and switch Bane's voice out to Donald Duck's voice. That would make the movie better.
Pee-wee's voice.
Pee-wee's voice. Yeah, anything. Like that was just the entire movie. You're like, something wrong with my audio. Like, what's going on here?
Well, The Dark Knight did have the funniest scene in all of superhero movies.
Which one?
It was when Harvey Dent is in the hospital, and the Joker shows up with a surgical mask on, but you could still see the makeup around his eyes and parts of the smile. And then he takes off the mask as a big reveal, and Harvey Dent gets all startled, like he had no idea that was the Joker.
Fair enough. Fair, yeah. Overrated. I'm trying to think of what's an overrated. Give me another one while I'm trying to think of overrated
Fast and
movies.
Furious. I guess it's...
How do you make that overrated? Like, no one's like, wow, I mean, that Shakespearean masterpiece, The Fast and Furious.
There's 10 of them, so...
Yeah, but like,
People obviously
you're gonna
like
say
them.
you're gonna say Jason Part X was overrated?
No, I'm going to say they're all, like, the first one. The one that started a 10-movie
The first one
franchise.
is fine. It's a solid action movie.
It's pretty garbage. I guess
mean,
if you're into cars...
you think the characters weren't developed well enough in that stupid action movie? Like,
I guess if you're into cars, it's interesting, but they have scenes where, like, he opens up a hood and they show the engine, a close-up of the engine, and I guess you're supposed to be like, oh my God, look at this.
yeah, like, I rubbed one out when I saw the engine. For that, basically, it's a solid action movie. I don't know. It was like it was decent. I don't like we weren't expecting that much. You was expecting like cool looking cars, racing, cool scenes, and hot girls. That's what you're expecting.
I thought it was pretty garbage.
Okay.
Donnie Darko.
Okay. So now we have to like have a fist fight.
You like that movie?
Fucking love that movie.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen it in years. I thought about showing it to my kids, but I was like, they're gonna think this is stupid.
'Cause it is.
But like,
It's
I like that movie a lot.
it's just Jake Gyllenhaal walking towards the camera slowly with a sulk on his face. They show his stupid rabbit once or twice, and then the house gets crushed, and that's the whole movie. It's one
I
of the
don't-
worst things I've ever seen.
Oh, I like that movie a lot. God damn you, Jay.
I could not hate that movie more.
What about TV shows? Overrated TV shows?
You want to fist fight? The Wire.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna have to burn your house down. I'm gonna have to like slash your tires.
I thought it was good, but I just don't get all the like best show ever talk. I just
Fucking masterpiece. It's a
don't-
goddamn masterpiece. I'm sorry there was no book for you to read, Jay.
I thought seasons 3 and 4 were very good. I thought the other 3 seasons were a little bit lacking.
Okay. Well, I guess now you've pointed out to everyone your opinion sucks. I thought The Wire was a masterpiece, unbelievable. Maybe you shouldn't. I've been recommending Jay Bry, who's our other host. Just rewatched or just watched it the first time. Band of Brothers. I'm rewatching it now. It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest miniseries ever. Jay will probably watch it and be like, "Why do they keep fighting this war? God, enough about the goddamn Germans."
I mean, I don't know. I just thought it was the characters were cool. I liked Omar, but I just thought it was very slow moving, and some episodes I thought were just I don't know.
Okay, you're everything has to be like so like firing up like crazy stuff has to happen. I need Winter Soldier in every one of my movies. What's an underrated movie? And by the way, don't pick you have the most random shit you like. Pick something that's popular.
Something that's popular that's underrated. Do you want me to pick a superhero movie? I mean,
Pick something that I would have seen.
something that you would have seen. Popular movie that's underrated, I would say. I don't know. Let me think about it. We'll circle back.
Okay, okay. What's your all-time favorite movies? Give me some like all-time favorite movies. Not your absolute like. Give me your Mount Rushmore, so to speak.
I mean, it's hard if like it's better if you go by genre, but because like I love Big Lebowski, but what I consider like the greatest movie ever, no.
You know,
but,
I was asking someone, we were talking about TV shows. And I was telling them about Band of Brothers is amazing, and I was like, oh, like let me get a sense of your taste. What's your all-time favorite show? And he goes, Eastbound and Down, and I was like, what an interesting. I mean, you watched that show?
No, I
right?
haven't.
Oh, Kenny Powers is an amazing character. It's hilarious. It's just like but it's an absolute comedy versus like a drama. People don't usually pick like a comedy for their favorite show. You should watch it though. It's really funny.
I heard good things about it.
Yeah, I mean not every season's amazing. The first season's hilarious, and it's just it's a character that you kind of just want to keep watching.
You know, what movie I thought was underrated? G.I. Joe.
What?
I thought it was a very good movie.
I didn't see it. I got terrible review.
I know. I don't get it. I saw it and I loved it, and I don't understand.
I don't know.
You know what?
That
you know
was
what?
a good movie.
You know what I think it was? I think it was.
I wish The Wire was as good as G.I. Joe.
I think it was the me versions of like The Shining, where people like memorized the cartoon back in the day, and they drifted too far from the original source material. I think that was it.
I don't know. I
a
didn't
good
see
movie.
it, so I can't really speak to it. But the cartoon was like, have you ever seen like clips from it? Because sometimes I'll see clips on like TikTok or whatever on or YouTube, like clips from it. It was complete shit. I don't know. Like I'm surprised. I thought it was awesome when I was a kid.
I was annoyed by it as a kid. I think I was a dark kid because I got annoyed when they were like in a jet and the jet got shot and they would have to show the guy in a parachute. I'm like, no, he should have died.
I want more murder on my Saturday morning
I
cartoon.
was like 6 and I'm like, it's bullshit that they're not killing these guys.
Dad, I want fucking blood. We need more blood on Saturday morning. When I'm eating my Eggos, I want the goddamn blood.
I guess I was a dark kid, but yeah, that was my
It's a
take.
little rough to want more murder on Saturday morning.
I mean, it is a little cheesy.
I mean, all the stuff. There's some really just bad. Like as much as like the if you ever look back at some of the old shows, like I've seen like an old episode of like Facts of Life. Well, not old, they're all old. And you're like, this garbage was what I considered entertainment back in the day. It's crazy.
There wasn't a lot of shows back then. So everyone watched the same ones, and some of them were really bad.
I mean, the script, like there was this never like a rewrite. Like, hey, we just gotta get this done, okay? It's 5 o'clock. We want to get some drinks. Just put something on paper. The actors will say it. There's no other option. Just put it on TV.
Yeah, it was kind of like there was like three channels. So you came home and you picked one of the three, and Facts of Life was probably better than the other two.
I remember in the summer they would take like when you came home, like there'd be like the reruns that are on, and they go from like the regular reruns to the summer reruns. And the summer reruns were the worst reruns. Now you're watching like Stuck with Happy Day episodes.
Right, right. Yeah, because like if you saw the episode, you're like, probably don't want to watch it again. So now you're watching like what's that show with the stupid robot girl?
Oh, Small Wonder
Small
on like
Wonder.
Saturday afternoons.
That was one of the worst shows of all time.
Oh my God! Like it's like I made a robot. I made an absolute perfect robot, and I'm gonna make it a secret instead of being a trillionaire.
Right.
You know, the other option is just to make $1 trillion. No, I'm gonna make it a secret and just pretend this is a little girl, not a robot. That seems like a better.
I'm gonna let one neighbor know about it, and he's not gonna tell anybody.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have an alien Alf live with us, and I'm not gonna exploit this in any way. I'm just gonna hide this from everyone that they're aliens for no good reason.
You know, Alf killed his neighbor.
He killed his neighbor. I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, the neighbor saw him and got so scared he had a heart attack.
Oh, okay. I don't really remember. That was a long time ago.
In a very special episode of Alf.
Very special episode. Anything else overrated you want to mention, Jay?
No, we could go on to the next email.
Jay's like, okay, the rest of my overrated shows are Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and anything Mark likes.
No, I love both of those shows.
Okay, good. Do you? So I know we make fun of Facebook and like the fact that like there's certain posts on Facebook where people will be like, "Happy birthday to my 6-year-old son," and like, "What an amazing son," or just my wife. Like, I want to wish happy birthday to my wife, and like, because I can only wish it to her here, not like at home. Like those are stupid posts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I find those posts really annoying. Do you go on LinkedIn, Jay?
Only when I'm looking for jobs, because every other time it's nothing interesting at all.
Okay, I'm in recruiting. I go on LinkedIn a lot. And so there's a subreddit I've joined that I like, and it's called LinkedIn Lunatics. And
Oh, that sounds like it could be good.
there are so many goddamn crazy posts on there. And so this is someone recruiting, not I do not know this person, but instead of submitting them to the LinkedIn Lunatics subreddit, I just thought I would just kind of share with you the post.
Okay.
Tell me if you think this sounds absolutely fucking insane.
Okay.
This past weekend, we celebrated Sophia's first birthday. Everyone says motherhood changes you, but I think it just makes us more of who we are. So what are my takeaways as the 1-year mark of motherhood has officially hit? She gives her 10 takeaways from motherhood as a social media post to get more business.
What's her business?
Recruiting.
I don't see the connection there.
I don't know, but people just post this shit. Like your takeaways from fucking motherhood? That's what you're posting on your work for your work like networking thing?
Very weird. Very weird.
Do you want to hear about her takeaways from motherhood?
Give me a couple. Give me the highlights.
Family. I'm not gonna read you the whole thing because everything's long. But family first always. I don't know if you've heard of that family comes first before, but
Wow, what a eye-opening insight.
these
there.
are some amazing fucking like just insights. Comparison is the thief of joy. Fucking like amazing. It's like she asked ChatGPT for the 10 takeaways from the first year of motherhood.
Right. I could have made up this list.
This list is crazy. 3, health is wealth. Holy fuck. Are you this desperate to post online?
Hey, that rhymes.
Number 4, you can only do one thing at a time. No fucking shit. Number 5, you are significant. And each one has like a further paragraph explaining them.
Yeah,
But,
I
you are
needed
significant.
I needed more health as wealth. I needed a paragraph explaining what that means.
6, Instagram is an incredibly boring social media platform. unlike LinkedIn,
Wait,
seven,
wait. That was her takeaway from motherhood?
yeah.
That Instagram is boring.
Guess what I said?
Okay, she's off the
There's some
rails.
downtime when you have a baby.
She's off the rails.
Number seven, women's contribution. It's also it's just like I see this person. So this person's been recruiting for like in the recruiting for the industry for like a year, and I see these posts she makes all the time about like how she brings like just like acting like an expert, and I'm like, again, I don't really know this person, but I just keep following her media, social media stuff, being like every post I think is dumber than the one before, and this one I just thought was insane. Number seven, women's contributions to society are greatly undervalued.
No, number 8, that scene in The Dark Knight where Harvey Dent doesn't notice the Joker is what I learned from motherhood.
Number 8, make plans and stick to them. Number 9, stop obsessing over celebrities, athletes, and politicians. And number 10, you can always find time.
So basically, 2 of these are about motherhood, and then she ran out.
She just was like, I need it's what comes down to is like these people on on LinkedIn are like, I need to post every fucking day and I need to come up with anything because I have to have my brand out there. I have to have my brand out there. And so you're like, people post shit with their kids all the time. You're like, is this about business networking? Why the fuck are your things about your kids on here?
That's why I never post. I don't know what to post. Like,
Apparently you should do your 10 takeaways from not having kids.
10 takeaways from accounting, and they just start going on a rant about comic book movies.
Just 10 takeaways from it. These people have these, it's always like takeaways from this, takeaways from that, where you're like, are you fucking out of your mind?
My 10 takeaways from having kids. Pop-Tarts. Why are there so many flavors? Do we need that many?
If you were sitting down having lunch with like an old friend and they were like, yeah, you're like, oh, what's it like? Like, you've had a baby, like baby for a year. What's it been like? And so they were like, I've got 10 takeaways. You'd be like, holy fuck.
Like, can we just
Are you really going to share these with me?
Can we do your top 3, please? Your 3 favorite ones.
I just like the best part probably is like she's at home and she's like her husband's like, hey, can you take the baby? Like he's screaming like I think he really wants you. I'm working on my LinkedIn post about the baby. I will get to the baby when I'm done with the LinkedIn post about the baby.
And put it on Instagram.
And I gotta get this shit on Instagram too.
You know what happened? She posted that on Instagram and got like 2 likes. And so now Instagram that's it. Instagram's going on the list now.
Instagram's not on the best part is that her post on Instagram says LinkedIn is a waste.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just thought that was crazy as hell.
Shoot-
Do we have more emails?
Shubnut's in the chat, and he says, how does Jay feel that everyone else hates Drake's music as much as he does now following the Super Bowl halftime show?
Yeah, Jay, you really were ahead of the game.
I was like a decade ahead of this, but now everybody hates Drake. They've come on board.
Did you love it, Jay? Did you love the fact that that Kendrick Lamar on national TV on the highest rated program of the entire year
Ever.
called
That was the
What'd
most
you say?
that was the most viewers of a live TV event ever.
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 And he spent that time calling Drake a pedophile.
I mean, I do find that amusing. I didn't need the entire halftime show to be about that, but it was pretty funny, and I just don't know why it took everybody so long to come around on Drake.
It's really pretty funny. By the way, what I mean, like, I'm assuming he's not a fucking actual pedophile. How did he get away with like a national TV? Like he wrote a song about it. He does it on the Super Bowl, and Drake can do nothing.
Maybe he is. I don't know. There's been no countersuits, so
And there is a lawsuit actually. Drake is suing I guess the whatever music comp
record company.
record company, that's what we're looking for. The record company, he's suing the record company claiming they pushed out Kendrick Lamar's song. He claims that I think he's suing Spotify also, claiming they were like airing it more than it really needed to air, more like they made it more of a hit than it was, basically.
But
And
notice
he's
the
suing-
lawsuit did not say defamation because I'm not a pedophile.
Yeah.
So allegations. Think
Hang on.
are you being summoned?
What's going on, Morty?
I'm gonna pause this.
Where's the receipt?
Well, that's what I grab them.
How many do you need?
So I just need to see them all to see which ones I want to bring. I'll bring them upstairs.
Okay.
Those aren't all of them.
I'll be done in a little bit. Okay?
Oh, I need them all. I need all those.
There's more here.
Yes, there's more. Mommy got me a big pack for camp. That's a Rubik's Cube. The thing you just dropped is
Okay.
Rubik's.
Okay, you take all the stuff?
I think that's it.
That's it. I think you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Try to throw it to the fall. You got it? Okay, close the door. Well, with your leg when you come down. Just use your leg when you go up there. Okay, I'm back.
It's very unprofessional.
I know, it's fucked up. Like, what am I, Elon Musk?
We had a professional show going, talking about Drake. We
Yeah.
want to do another email?
Sure.
It's from Lorenzo. It's time for another great moment in Brink history.
Yeah.
Clue 1. One of the most talked about movies in the Brink catalog.
One of the most talked about movies in the Brink catalog.
I do talk about Very Bad Things a lot. Could be about that.
Yeah, you do actually, yeah. I'm trying to think of what movies we reference the most. That's up there. Okay.
Clue 2. The film name involves an insect. This was a sequel. Okay, well, definitely not Very Bad Things.
Is it a sequel?
This was the sequel. Beetlejuice?
Yeah, you talk about Beetlejuice a lot. It's Beetlejuice.
Okay. Clue 3. Mark interrogates Jay. Did you interrogate me about the sequel of Beetlejuice?
That wouldn't be a great moment. That wasn't not even that that wasn't that long ago. And I don't think we had any particularly amazing moment. Okay, what is it, Jay?
Answer. Oh. Answer. Human Centipede 2.
Oh my God.
The film was banned in the UK, and Jay had yet to see it or know much about it. Mark quizzed Jay, so Jay had to guess what would make the movie banned. It turns out his suggestions were way worse than what happened in the actual movie, with Mark getting more and more horrified each time. And that was the great moment in Brink history.
Yes, I think I looked up what happened in the movie and had you guess. I remember that now.
Okay, well, I've since seen parts 2 and 3.
Did he have a date on there?
No, he didn't say. He usually says the episode number. I'm guessing it's between 130 and 160 because his first email is about 134 and his next email is about 164.
Okay.
So I'm guessing he's just doing another re-listen, which, bless you, man, for re-listening.
Bless you, man. Yes.
This stuff over and over and over again. I think it's great, but I don't know what your mental state is like after listening to us for hundreds and hundreds of hours.
So a couple of episodes ago, we never got any response to this, but I thought it was a pretty good story. About I was talking about getting scammed with the water filter in the house.
Yes, which I thought was like epic. I mean,
I think we had like a mediocre episode to that point, and the episode took off at that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was trying to think of other times I got scammed that I want to share with you.
Mm-hmm.
So we got this was a while ago, but every year or two we do like a family photo shoot. Did you ever do a family photo shoot?
Hell no.
Really? You and the wife drawn to like, we want to see what the difference between 38 and 40 is.
I mean, I know a lot of people get like the picture like Christmas cards and stuff like that.
We don't do that, but we do every. I mean, obviously we don't care that much. It's not like obviously it's not us see what we look like through the years, but more about like the kids through the years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you had kids, you would do a family photo. Maybe you'd be all into this, Jay. Anyway, so we had someone we were using every year or two, and my wife just found the guy like kind of hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was nice, but just extremely unresponsive. She's like, let's find someone else. And so there's like and photographers are not like they're just like anyone online's like, I'm a photographer. You're like, okay, you have a website, you're a photographer. There's not like much to that industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so someone was recommended on Facebook, like in the town Facebook, and we were like, okay, we'll use this woman. She sounds great. Whatever. She's pointing, clicking. For some reason, that cost me like $250, but that's what it is. I don't really know why we had I could also just like go to my friend and go, can you hold this camera, just take a picture of us? We're good now. I don't know why we have to like.
The amount of money you spend on stuff you just don't want to do is hilarious to me.
I spend so much money on stuff I don't care about doing. But anyway, so the woman, we go for a photo shoot with the woman. It's like 45 minutes or an hour, I forget whatever it is, and it's like $250. Anyway, so and she's like, okay, well, I'll send you the pictures at the end. Like, but usually get the pictures like a week or two later. They do whatever touching up afterwards, or they claim they do any touching up after. Okay, so she sends us. She's like, here are your pictures. And so she sends like a whole album, and then she goes, well, these are the ones that like you bought also like like I want to get a couple that are developed. And so she's like, okay, here's the full thing of pictures, and here are the ones you could develop. Basically, here are you can. I forget if she was actually developing them for us or just sending us the proofs where you can take them to get developed. And I was like, okay, but there are other pictures I like better. Could you just develop the ones that I like better? And she's like, well, if you read the contract, I get to choose the pictures.
What?
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, I get to choose the pictures. I'm like, it's my family. It's our pictures. I understand that we're only getting a certain number for development, and that's all fine. That's all. But wouldn't we pick the pictures we want? She's like, no. If you like those other pictures better, you can pay extra to get those pictures. You give us a photo shoot, and then tell us basically you're going to pick the mediocre pictures, and then have us pay extra money to get the better pictures.
100% what she did, yeah.
She's like, no, I picked the ones that are best, but that's the contract. If you want those other pictures, I was like, listen, you fucking bitch. Like this is absurd. Are you fucking kidding me? You're gonna try to pick out the best. Like, I'm like, man, I'm like, what the hell? Like, you're picking pictures. We should pick it's our fucking family. What the fuck's wrong with you, psycho?
Every picture is like somebody blinking or looking in the other direction. She's like, yep, those are the best ones.
I mean, it wasn't that bad, but like there were pictures that were clearly better. I mean, we actually just didn't love the whole photo shoot for whatever reason. Like the weather wasn't great, like whatever. But we were like, you can't. And then I was like, I'm gonna write this terrible review about her on Facebook. And my wife's like, well, I gave my sister a family photo package from the same woman, and you can't write a review online and then have her see that before they get the photo package. It won't be much of a gift if she sees that we wrote a bad review about this person. We're giving a gift. Like, fuck.
Well, leave it in draft. As soon as her sister gets it, hit send.
We just basically just gave up, basically. We got some pictures that were mediocre, and we were like, well, fuck it. We're not going to get the better pictures because this woman is just an absolute horrible person.
That sucks, but that's what you get for doing family photo shoots.
I think so. This guy that my wife found difficult to deal with, she went back to him after. The pictures are always great, but he was like difficult. But I remember, so we did a photo shoot in 2021 in the spring. And that was the time when the vaccines had just come out. And it was an outdoor photo shoot anyway. And we were going to talk, like, oh, hey, yeah, we haven't seen you in a while since COVID, and blah, blah, we're excited to do the pictures, blah, blah. And he's like, something about COVID, and she's like, well, we're all vaccinated, so it's okay. And he's like, no, I didn't get vaccinated. And my wife's like, fuck, I hate this guy. She's like, take the pictures, fine.
That's awesome.
You got more emails?
Yeah, let's do one more, and then we'll do the rest next time.
Okay, cool. Jay believes it's going to be a next time. By the way, buy the card game, and Jay will wear the toupee. I think the toupee is a pretty good one.
That's a good one. Lorenzo writes, hey guys, U.S. fast food chain Wendy's is making a big push into Australia this year with over 200 stores set to open in the coming years. What are we in for? Any tips? So I like Wendy's. I like Wendy's more than McDonald's and Burger King.
I would agree with you on that one. Like, if you can compare those three, the Frosties, I mean, they're basically just ice cream milkshakes that are like thicker.
Yep.
They're tasty. The
dipping your fries in the Frosties, that's a good one.
Okay, I never did that.
Yeah,
but I think I've seen people. I don't think it's actually that weird, but I know people do that.
That's a pro tip.
The chili is really good.
Chili's good. Spicy chicken sandwich is good.
Yeah, you get the potato, put the chili on top of the potato. It's kind of excellent.
Never thought of that. Yeah, they have baked potatoes. I never thought of putting the chili on that.
Yeah, and you can also dip the fries in the chili. I say the chili and the Frosty are my two favorite things they have there.
Yeah. So, it's good stuff. I mean, I think the burgers are better than McDonald's or Burger King. They're square. So,
Is it surprising though? Like, I mean, McDonald's has been in Australia for a while. Like, is it surprising Wendy's like right now is like, we're going into Australia, 2025?
I think they're
How,
not.
how is it not already there?
I think they're not doing good in the U.S. and so they're looking to go overseas.
Okay.
Some chains do better, like Sizzlers everywhere in Thailand.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah. There's like 3 left in the United States.
I think I've eaten at Sizzler like once, and it's just like it's kind of like I don't know something about that. Like I remember just being like you're kind of like okay, this is not that great.
Yeah, we went to my wife's family wanted to take us out and they wanted to impress us with their knowledge, I guess, of American food, and they took us to Sizzler. So we ate Sizzler in Thailand.
Oh, here's a question before we the show's about to end, but what's a chain or some type of food that you had your views changed dramatically on, and not like from you can do from a kid till now also, but just like tell me some kind of I'll give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
This is from a kid to now, but like I have an adult one and I have a kid one. So
Okay.
As a kid, I thought the Olive Garden was the most amazing restaurant ever,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm horrified having eaten there.
I have never eaten there.
Okay. Well, when you like basically I also this was my stage in my life when I was a little like I was a round kid and like to eat, and they give you unlimited breadsticks and unlimited salad, but not telling you the bread and the salad alone will kill you. But I remember just as a kid, you're like I couldn't move after I left the restaurant. I ate so much.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult, something I've changed my view on. As far as fast food, I always thought like if I'm gonna have a fast food, Subway. Subway is like, and now I feel like I don't think I ever want to have Subway again.
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, I thought it was. I didn't love it as a kid, but I liked it, and now I just like I don't want to eat it.
I don't want to eat Subway. No. But I thought it was like okay, it's like a healthier quote unquote. It's not. And I mean, I still not terrible, but I just don't really want to have Subway again.
When I was a kid, I thought Fridays was the greatest place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's along the lines of
Yeah,
kind of not Olive Garden, but like yeah, I get that. The Fridays. It seemed like a cool hip place.
yeah, yeah. My friend and I went to Boston in like 6th grade, and his parents just let us walk around the city, and we went to Fridays and got like a strawberry banana smoothie or something.
Yeah,
like, it was like the greatest. Thing ever.
their drinks were like big. Were like they were delicious.
Yeah, yeah. As far as other foods, I mean, I definitely used to like McDonald's, and I don't like it now. Yeah, I mean, I haven't had a huge change on many other things.
Okay.
I'm definitely less into Taco Bell than I used to be, but I think their just menu got worse.
Yeah, I mean Taco Bell's delicious, but again, I guess fast food generally I'm into less than I was before.
They change the menu so often. It's like I have to relearn what's in the store every time I go.
Well, that was part of their key to success, though. Like they were like them changing their menus, like they did really well after changing the menus. And then I think that guy, did he take over Chipotle or like maybe became the head of Starbucks? I forget. The guy that did the Live Moss menu thing, like Taco Bell did fantastic on that. So while you didn't like it, the young people liked it.
Yeah, I just you get hooked on something and then it's like, well, it's gone forever. Like Trader Joe's does that too. They get you hooked on something like, yeah, we're just never going to carry that product again. Sorry.
Okay. He's like, where's my goddamn smack?
All right, so yeah, we'll be back on February 25th because that is our interview.
I thought we decided not to do that. We're doing that still?
Yeah, we're doing that.
Okay, cool.
We're doing that on February 25th. So we're going to have an interview with someone who was a Playboy centerfold and is now an author. So.
Yes. It's not who you're thinking of.
So yes, we have that booked now for February 25th. So put that on your calendar.
Can't wait.
Good. You sound very excited.
I'm so excited. Can't wait.
Okay, good. All right. So thanks for listening, everybody. Kickstarter link is in the show notes, so check that out. That's launching on February 20th. and we will be back once Mark takes his third vacation of the year.
Okay. Well, like something's wrong with that.
I just don't know how you do it. I guess recruiting does a little bit better than I originally thought.
I got vacation now. I'm going away in March. Going away.
I don't know why I got my CPA. I should have just done recruiting.
I will have a short trip to Florida for spring training in March. This is the family trip. We're going skiing and seeing whatever. It'll be fun.
All right. Anyway, thanks for listening. We will see you soon.
Oh shit. Jay, one more question.
This is the end.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, one more question. Andrew writes, because I have to get the guy. He writes, put the Luka trade in Brink of Sanity terms.
The Luka trade in Brink of Sanity terms. I guess that would be like if
Who was the guest host you said was the worst?
well
You had one that was terrible.
well I was gonna go with that, but then I was thinking like Anthony Davis isn't the worst, so I was trying to think of like one that was like okay but not great.
Okay, trading Bry. We're going to trade Bry for Jay's old
A different old roommate that I had on the show.
you're the show you used to do your public access show. Partner.
Will?
Yeah, he wasn't good on the show.
No, very funny guy, not great on.
I'm
the
sure he's
podcast.
hilarious. The skits you guys did was funny. Like he just wasn't good on the show.
It's weird because like my friends that are funny in like real life have been not funny on the podcast and vice versa.
I guess I'm not funny in real life. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, like original, like the original co-host of the show is funny in real life.
Artie, that's the one I was thinking of.
Artie.
Trading Bry for Artie is kind of like the trade. I guess also it would have to be an older version. You have to like
Well, no, it'd be like trading you for Artie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Thank you, Andrew.
Say goodbye. You said go away.
I'm gonna leave you.
It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone.
Feels so good to say goodbye.
I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Okay, I want to go back up to